Previously on the Beige Beast, we replaced some nasty carpet along with the toilet seal that was failing. Historic rainfall helped us find some roof leaks, which was really helpful. And we also replaced 15-year-old tires, but we didn't get everything fixed, like our furnaces, which who needs that when you go winter camping? But aside from that, we fixed everything else we could, including removing everything biohazardous, like the chairs, the couch, the carpet. We also used gallons of bleach because we were about to spend the night in the Beige Beast. So with everything as ready as possible-ish, we hit the open road in winter in the Pacific Northwest. Should be fine. So join us as we attempt our first camping trip in our vintage motorhome, this 1985 Winnebago Elandon that we affectionately refer to as the Beige Beast. Now, as you can see by this footage, she actually drove down the road fine, and even went up and down grades like a champ. Things were going so well that we stopped at the top of one of the passes to play in the snow and eat lunch in her, and then headed back down to attempt our next pass crossing to get to our final destination, a campsite near Leavenworth, Washington. As my confidence in the Beige Beast grew, we attempted our second pass, but this is when things got interesting. As we descended into our final destination, we suddenly lost our defrost. And yeah, that's me scraping ice off the inside of the windshield as the sun was setting. But the fun didn't end there. There's the tow truck. Here's our view. Waiting for a tow. Did surprisingly well on the ice, and so did Luna. We ditched it right over there. We almost went into the ditch, and I pulled up that little road you can barely see, and we left it over there overnight. Good times. Well, we're in Leavenworth. We made it to our destination, sort of. I'm in the parking lot of a high school. You can just see it behind me, and I have a pretty epic bedhead. We came down this pass called Blewett Pass. We did Snoqualmie Pass and then Blewett Pass because after all the crazy flooding, no roads directly east of us to get here. And coming down Blewett Pass, I started to feel the motorhome pull a little bit to the right, and that was bad. Not to mention, I'll probably throw some video of this on right now. Our defroster, our heater went out, so it was quite the eventful downhill slog. We ended up coming down into the main drag into Leavenworth, and I just could barely get it to move. The brakes were locking up so bad. We ditched it in a side road, got another new notification, which you'll see on the screen here. This time not from the police. This was from the local municipality, the utility provider, the electrical company. They didn't want us to overnight park in their parking lot. But I wasn't trying to. I didn't want to park it there. It just is what it was at that point. But I'm currently sitting waiting for a tow because there's no chance I'm pushing this thing and getting locked up again and then actually going in the ditch. Wrecking in one of these things in a ditch going sideways, that's about worst case scenario in my mind. Aside from the stupid brakes, everything went great. Like, it worked great. I guess, defroster is good too. But everything else works as far as driving and moving. There's a little RV things here or there that still don't work, but whatever. It was perfectly ready for camping. And we stayed in a hotel instead of it. So we're sitting here, me and the doggo. Luna.
My dog's in there. I'll get her out once you're all hooked up. Okay. She's cold.
Now I know what you're thinking. You had a perfectly good RV. Why did you stay in a hotel? And besides all the signs posted everywhere saying that you can't park or camp overnight, we also needed shore power, 30 amps, to keep it warm because the furnaces were bad. We brought a space heater with us, but it drew too much energy to go off of the batteries alone. It needed 120 volts. And since I didn't want to ruin our first camping trip for everybody, namely my wife and kids, we opted for a hotel while we sorted out what was wrong with our vintage motor coach. We are loaded and ready to roll. It's a crazy sight to see.
There's someone else doing a donut.
Good. I'm gonna sit here and watch.
Oh, there's slide. Look of delight.
Watch Big Booty Brittany take off as the people are drifting around us.
Look at the donut.
I'm waiting for our motorhome.
Look at this car doing
Mom,
donuts.
she won't stop spinning.
Gotta love a good winter parking lot. As the Beige Beast is towed away, you might notice that there is a puff of exhaust coming out of the tailpipe. Yeah, we're gonna have to circle back to that later. Tow truck driver said, "This was so we don't have to pull out the drive shaft. It'll be fine." Anyways, we ended up being towed to the same tire shop we had visited back home to put the tires on. The same tire shop that also said our brakes looked great long before we headed out on this trip. And surprise, surprise, the next morning they look it over and they said, "Why'd you bring it in? There's nothing wrong with these brakes. We can replace everything if you want, but it might take a week or two. So if you really want to do the work, just drive it home. You should be fine." So we did. And miraculously, we made it to a campsite halfway home. Against all odds, we made it to our campsite. Hopefully it shows up, but the fam bam is in the RV, and we made it to our site. It is 20 degrees, there's quite a bit of snow, and most of our stuff works, but we'll be warm and dry, and we won't be hungry, and I think we'll have fun. Smoked it out, cooking breakfast, because we spent the night. Oatmeal's for breakfast. The oldest kid is walking the dog. Beds are still in bed form. It's really funny to see Brittany, the beige beast with the big booty, with all these maybe nice RVs, but we had fun. You survived the night enough and you're actually going out into the cold on purpose? Oh, we're brushing our teeth. We have to get all dressed up in the winter clothing to brush our teeth, huh? Did you brush your teeth? Is he running away? Are you running away? What? Look like you're running away from me. Now, despite an impressive low of 15 degrees that would have surely cracked all of our plumbing, because this thing is not actually insulated for winter this cold, we had a great time. We went sledding, we went hiking, and overall the family loved their first night in the RV, despite the frigid nature of our campsite.
Yeah.
Now, because of all the fun we had at the front end of this trip, we really only had one night planned at this campsite. But because of all the fun we had, my older two boys were begging us to stay one extra night. And that was the whole point. So I'm going to say mission accomplished on our first camping trip. Did you survive night 2?
Yes.
Was it cold?
I only woke up once.
But you were warm enough?
Yeah.
Wait, it was cold. So.
Yeah. I slept with my bed, so.
Sleeping bag.
Yeah.
so good back.
I slept with this slightly.
Well, I had a heated blanket, so I was good. Kason, pop your head up. I can't even see you. Building snow forts. You built another one over here, Callum?
There's another
Oh, you're trying to build a snow cave? Oh, he's trying to get into it. That's awesome.
There's another one over here.
Show me. Can you go in it? Kinda. That's cool, bud. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, say bye.
Bye. Your brother.
Snow pants got a little wet.
Soaked.
Don't have it too close. You're gonna melt the whatever that material is. Probably polyester or something. I don't even know.
You're really coming off.
Getting ready for one last outing in the snow, and then we're hitting the road, huh?
Yeah.
It was a balmy 16 degrees last night. I think it only got down to like 50s, maybe high 40s in the RV. We were fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done an actual tour, so we're camping in it, and it's dirty. But take a look. I guess it was dirty to begin with. That's kind of the whole gist of this inception, creation. Let me just brush the snow off real quick. So here we are in the kitchen. This all works. We pulled the microwave out and we have an air fryer up there. It's on its side because this piece needs to go away, and then we can fully mount it, put a bezel around it. This is that super dope built-in blender. You can put a blender right there and turn it on. The only downside is that little piece broke. I gotta figure out a way to fix it. Stove and oven work. The heater, not so much, which is why this bad boy is on. And don't worry, all the windows are vented. Here is the living room. This awesome table has an extension that comes out. I'll just show you. I won't actually do it because I don't want to move my laptop. But this comes out, and then it folds flat. And it comes out to about here. So you can have a little dinette here. This couch folds down into a bed. This was where my daughter was sleeping last night. This is a bed. It just comes down. I'm not gonna put it all the way down because I've gotta use two hands to put it back up. These front seats, they swivel 180. Well, this one fully does. That one, the steering wheel is in the way. But we had people sitting in this while we were camping. These fully spin. They're also bolted to the floor and they're seat belted. This folds down to a bed. We didn't need to use it because for body warmth reasons. All three boys are on the couch. My daughter was up there with like 4 sleeping bags. They had an electric space heater. We ran that all night. There's a furnace under there. Both furnaces seem functional, but I did discover when I was pulling some things apart that there's some wiring underneath here and underneath here that, shocker, was chewed by rats, which I don't think explains why this doesn't work. It did initially work, and then I smelled ammonia, which is a good indication of, you know, failed leaking refrigerant. This is a little closet, cedar lined. This is a sliding door that currently is off of its hinge, but you can close this off so you can have privacy in the bathroom because there's another slider back here. Bathroom, shower, and then the primary bedroom. We had a heated blanket and we were great. This is like a little double, but it's a short double because it's an RV double. This is mostly going to be a summer rig, so I deleted the ACs both because they're leaking, but also because we just, in the Northwest, we don't really need AC most of the time, so you just have fans and exhaust the heat out. And where we go camping in the summer, there's always water. But here's the tour. We have not decided if we're ever gonna paint anything in here or not. My wife and I are leaning towards keeping all the dope wallpaper. We might refinish the cabinets. We keep breaking more and more cabinets. They're coming apart, so I need to re-glue pretty much all of them. But this is the tour of the RV. It is done enough to camp in, but it's not done. We have a whole aesthetic plan in the works, but I think the 80s wood paneling and wallpaper is staying. It's primarily the outside and window covers that we are going to customize, potentially actually adding new carpet to the front because this is just bed linered and it's loud, but it works. That's it. We did it. Well, for the most part. So after successfully spending 2 nights winter camping in the Beige Beast, we packed her up and we headed home. Round 2. What happened?
The brakes broke down.
Well,
Like the brakes locked up and
again.
half.
After what? We already had a brake shop look at them, right?
And they said it was good to go and that we could go.
So we could probably drive home on it, maybe need to replace the brakes at some point, but they couldn't see why they were locking up. And we're on the side of the road again. We didn't even go downhill yet, just uphill and locked up. Hashtag RV life. Fun update. It's doing that thing again. And I decided while I'm waiting for a second tow, which hasn't happened because apparently it's big and unwieldy, I'm gonna try to just fix the problem. But the problem is that I have the wrong brakes, so I can't. And by the wrong brakes, I mean I bought the ones that they told me to get and they're wrong. So I can't even do that. Cool. Made it to Snoqualmie Summit after doing this about 5 or 6 times. It is the sketchiest thing ever on the side of a highway. But I started out at 5 miles, then like 4.32. It seemed like it kept happening quicker. We have to pull over the side of the road and pack the brakes with snow so they would release. So, made it to the Snoqualmie Pass. Beautiful, but now we have to pay for parking so it doesn't get towed. The irony. I don't think anyone's gonna actually tow it, but they can probably levy fines. This, of course, all happened on New Year's Eve, so that meant that roadside assistance couldn't find a tow truck, and the Beige Beast had to sit and freeze until 2 days later when the tow truck arrived. Tow number 2. They're gonna pull the drive line. The last guy didn't. This guy said they should have pulled the drive line. You can now have transmission issues. Super duper. Now after all of our adventures, we made it home safe and sound with the Beige Beast. And as of the recording of this video, I have not torn into the brakes, and I don't actually know if we have transmission issues. There is a concern that part of the issue with the brakes has to do with water being in the brake lines. So it's not a great idea to open them up when it's raining, which it does all winter long up here in the Pacific Northwest. So for the time being, we're gonna work on having a working fridge and a furnace and all those other things that make RV camping fun, because we plan to use this thing a lot this summer. So stick around, because I think there's probably gonna be a part 4 to this series.